When we care for a tree, we become deeply aware of our own capacity for nurture and growth. In the quiet moments beneath leafy branches as sunlight dances across the rugged bark, the gentle practice of tending a bonsai transforms into a profound lesson about ourselves and about life. The patient shaping of these miniature trees, with careful fingers guiding each twig and leaf, is not merely an act of tending another living thing. It becomes a living metaphor, echoing the ancient wisdom that our own lives, too, require intention and thoughtful care. Consider first the process of selection. In the world of bonsai, not every seedling becomes a masterpiece. A European gardener, standing amidst rows of young saplings, makes a deliberate choice. One small tree, its shape and potential hinting at the beauty yet to unfold. This act of selection asks us to be mindful, to see promise not just in what is, but in what may be. In the same way, our own lives offer endless choices and opportunities. Each decision we make shapes the future, whether immediately visible or growing quietly beneath the surface. The ability to choose, to see the latent possibility in ourselves and others, forms the foundation of a life lived with purpose. As the tree begins to grow, it faces the unpredictability of nature, wind, rain, seasons that bring both abundance and hardship. The devoted caretaker kneels beside their bonsai, ready to respond. There is no rushing a tree. Growth adheres to the rhythms of nature, not to the demands of human impatience. In European philosophy, the virtue of temperance reminds us to seek balance, to know that excess or neglect can be equally damaging. As we water and prune our bonsai, so too must we learn to moderate our actions and desires, neither stifling ourselves with constraint nor indulging in unchecked impulses. A well-tended tree grows strong not despite adversity, but because its caretaker guides it through both bounty and difficulty. Care also requires gentle correction. In working with bonsai, the shaping of branches and the slow encouragement of growth in a chosen direction mirrors the moral cultivation of character. The ancient Greeks spoke of eudaimonia, flourishing that arises from living in accordance with virtue. The careful European gardener applies wire and gently bends branches, allowing the tree to adapt and thrive within a guided framework. In life, we benefit from self-reflection, from recognizing when our habits or attitudes need adjustment. It is through continual learning and the humility to change that we allow our character to reach its fullest potential. Just as a tree cannot grow healthily if ignored or abandoned, so our own well-being suffers if we neglect the work of self-improvement. Every bonsai, however meticulously trimmed, occasionally produces an unexpected shoot, a new direction, a surprise. The patient viewer, spending quiet moments beside their tree, learns to accept the unpredictable, to find beauty and meaning in the imperfect and the unforeseen. This echoes the teachings of Western existentialists, who emphasize the inevitability of uncertainty and the necessity of courage in facing it. When we care for a tree, we learn to embrace the unknown, to welcome new growth rather than fearing it. In the storms and sunlight of life alike, openness to change becomes not a threat, but an invitation to grow deeper roots and stronger branches. A life fully lived integrates the lessons drawn from every act of caretaking. The act of pruning dead leaves, of removing what no longer serves the health of the tree, teaches us about letting go. Too often we hold fast to old beliefs, relationships, or habits simply because they are familiar. Yet, as the European gardener knows, holding on to the withered and broken makes space for neither beauty nor vitality. To prune the unnecessary is, in essence, to create room for flourishing, for light and air to reach the inner heartwood, and for new growth to emerge. This deliberate act of letting go requires courage and discernment, the twin pillars of wisdom as celebrated in Western thought. Then there is the soil itself. Bonsai thrive only in the richest blend of nutrients, carefully chosen and replenished by a thoughtful hand. The relationships we cultivate, the knowledge we acquire, the environments we inhabit. These are the soils of our own development. A tree denied richness in its roots may survive, but it cannot truly thrive. Likewise, neglecting our surroundings, whether we speak of intellectual, emotional, or social nourishment, diminishes our own vitality. We flourish best when we invest in the health of our communities, nurture meaningful connections, and engage in lifelong learning. Joy, too, is found in the small details, the gentle spray of water on green leaves, the subtle scent of earth after rain. In Western philosophy, gratitude is often named as a cornerstone of ethical living. To care for a tree is to cultivate deep appreciation for the small miracles of daily life, to recognize value not only in grand achievements, but in every whispered moment of growth. The European caretaker, pausing to admire the symmetry of branches, embodies this attitude of presence and thankfulness. By embracing the present, we stave off restlessness and dissatisfaction, discovering fulfillment amid the quiet rhythms of ordinary care. No two bonsai are ever truly alike. Though guided by the same principles, each one reveals its distinctive character through years of patient tending. In the same way, each individual brings unique qualities and gifts to the world. Western ethical traditions speak much of individuality, the importance of authentic self-expression, and the dignity of each person's journey. As we nurture our trees, so also do we nurture our understanding of self, honoring our differences and nurturing our unique paths. Yet, caring for a bonsai is not a solitary experience. The wisdom and traditions of caretaking are passed down from teacher to apprentice, from experienced hands to those just beginning. In European culture, the notion of community is intertwined with personal growth. Just as the caretaker learns from others, drawing upon shared knowledge and mutual encouragement, so we too flourish in the company of others who support and challenge us. Shared experiences and communal bonds ground us, providing stability and perspective when we face our own periods of drought and abundance. Seasons pass and the bonsai endures, ever-changing, yet rooted deeply in place. The patient observer learns from this constancy that permanence and change are not enemies but companions in the ongoing dance of existence. The philosopher Heraclitus taught that we never step into the same river twice. So, too, each day spent with our bonsai reveals new facets, moments never to be repeated. By embracing this intertwining of change and consistency, we cultivate resilience and hope, learning to trust in the cycles of renewal that life inevitably brings. In the slow choreography of care, every motion becomes purposeful, a testament to mindfulness, a celebration of the present. The European caretaker, lost in the rhythm of brushing away dust and shaping delicate twigs, finds solace in simplicity. The act of caring for something outside oneself quietly transforms the inner spirit, grounding us amid the endless distractions and anxieties of modern life. In tending the tree, the mind is stilled, returning again and again to the steady communion with nature. Through all of this, the bonsai silently teaches the greatest lesson of all, that in caring for another, we learn to truly care for ourselves. Actively nurturing life outside of oneself awakens a deeper understanding of interdependence, a truth echoed across Western ethical frameworks. We are neither separate from nor dominant over the world around us. It is in our mutual tending that life flourishes. Self-care, often misunderstood as selfishness or indulgence, becomes redefined. It is not merely a matter of individual pleasure or escape. Rather, it is the work of tending to one's needs in body, mind, and spirit, so that we may, in turn, nurture others. The careful gardener who waters, prunes, and shields the tree from harm models what it means to build a life that is rich not only for oneself, but for all who are touched by it. The lessons learned beneath the canopy of green are carried out into the world. A gentler word, a willingness to listen, a steadfastness in times of trial. Much like the sturdy oak or the wind-bent pine, our own lives are shaped by storms and sunlight, by periods of growth and seasons of apparent dormancy. The bonsai, in its miniature form, tells the epic story of existence, that beauty resides not in perfection, but in endurance and adaptation. Scars from old wounds, twists in branches once bent by wind, are not hidden. They are cherished, evidence of survival and resilience. Western traditions have long encouraged us to embrace our flaws as pathways to wisdom, to see adversity as the sculptor of character, and so we come full circle. From the first careful selection of a sapling, through the patient years of tending, we learn that care is neither passive nor haphazard. It requires discipline, humility, and above all, love. The love of life, with all its unpredictability, the love of others, expressed through service and presence, and the love of ourselves, manifested in a commitment to ongoing growth and renewal. These lessons are ever-renewing, written in green leaves and outstretched roots. Each quiet moment in the company of a tree reminds us how interconnected our fates truly are. The European caretaker stands, hands dusted with earth, marveling at the work yet to be done and the growth already achieved. In tending a bonsai, we enact 1,000 small acts of hope, believing in the possibility of tomorrow and honoring the work of today. As day fades and a cool dusk settles in, there is a gentle sense of accomplishment, a recognition that care bestowed upon the tree is mirrored in care restored to oneself. It is a continual exchange, a rhythm that sustains both tree and caretaker alike. The boundary between self and nature blurs, revealing the great truth that tending the world is, ultimately, tending the soul. Through care, patience, and the humility to learn, we discover that the roots we nurture extend deep within, anchoring us in a life of purpose, resilience, and quiet joy. Let each moment with the bonsai serve as a reminder. There is wisdom in patience, strength in gentleness, and fulfillment in care. To shape a tree is, indeed, to shape a life that flourishes in harmony with the living world and guided by the enduring values of responsibility, compassion, and hope.